Hello, everybody. Welcome again. It's a great Sunday evening, and it's a little windy outside today in Chicago. But I'm glad you all came here to see us today. You're tuning in to watch the Quintessential Queens podcast right here on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart radio station. Today, I have a queen sitting next to me. This queen's name is Miss Ciola Bryant, the CEO, owner, founder of CBR Tranquility.
Yes.
And she's going to tell us all about CBR Tranquility and the collaborations and unions you have with other organizations and restaurants and businesses, and how you all are bringing peace and fortitude to the community, something that we need these days,
Yes.
the way the world is turning in today. Wanda and I was just talking about that. Unfortunate is not the word. Very, I find it just quite sadden and disgusting, the shooting that happened at JJ Fish. So there was a shooting over there at where's that JJ Fish at again? 7832 Southwestern. Originally, when they talked about it, it was just a shooting. Now we find out that the employee shot two customers. And the video that came out, um, it looks, he just shot them. Nobody had weapons. They were just sitting down, messing with, bothering lit things, but no reason to be dead, no reason to be murdered. And that's an unfortunate state of the world, because there isn't a lot of peace in our communities, and there isn't a lot of healing and wanting to help in our communities. But you are going to give me the flip side of that. You're telling me there is help,
There is.
there is peace,
There is.
there are people willing to help folks heal and help get through stressful times.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, take the mic, Miss Ciola.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Celia Henderson Bryant, and I am so honored and privileged to be here today, Dee.
Thank you so much.
CBR Tranquility, our foundation, basically looks at being able to entering population. Not only help the re-entering population, but also help our individuals, our stakeholders in the community. Because with the different grants I've received from Safe and Peaceful Foundation and the MacArthur Foundation, is to collaborate with the individuals in our communities to express how we can turn the violence into peace. Let's do some mindful meditation. Let's be able to just de escalate violence, no matter in which manner it may approach us. Let's just try to find different vehicles and different avenues to promote peace. And I am so fortunate to be able to collaborate with Demenzo's Pizza. And what we will be doing going forward is pizza and peace. So we would have individuals that are in the community. We would collaborate with the 15th District Police Station, because I do the Hip Hop Tuesday. We would bring pizza. We would sit and we would have art. We'll do different techniques and mindful meditation, restorative justice. We have different field trips that we take the students on. We have a rural rides bus
Mhm.
that we can do the mindful meditation. It can be converted from a party bus to a mindful meditation bus where they can de-escalate. We can talk about different methods and different theories of peace, and also incorporate some restorative justice into that piece to just let individuals know there is a alternative to violence.
Now, who are the people you're working with? What's the population? Because you said you got the reentry.
Have the
Then it
reentry.
sounds like you're teaching an abundance of people how to mindfully meditate and de-escalate. And then you said restorative justice. So
Yes.
who is the population you're working with? Reentry. Who are we talking about?
Reentry individuals that are coming out of incarceration, that actually we provide housing for them. The majority of our clients come from Sheridan Correctional Center, and they just need stability. First of all, in order to be able to move forward, they need someplace peaceful to be able to lay their heads, a comfortable environment, different resources that we provide for them, job readiness skills. Some individuals might need some resources as far as being able to control anger. Well, that's a good population that we deal with.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so it's like we go across the spectrum. So we don't eliminate any stakeholders. Just like now, we're about to end our 4700 block on Monroe, where we were able to go in, maybe cut grass, clean the block, talk to the elders, talk to the youth, have the elders and youth collaborate. Because if they don't have any type of foundation to know that the elders can teach one, like they said, each one
One
teach
teach
one,
one.
that really makes a big difference in how we're able to move forward in the community and support all the stakeholders from age 10 to 90.
And when you say stakeholders, who are you talking about?
The community members.
Talking about the people that live
You
in that
live in,
community, from
yes,
child to grown up to elderly.
yes,
So people remember that you are the stakeholders in your community, because
yes,
it's where you live, it's your space, and it should be safe for you and your family. You are the stakeholders in your community. I think if people own
yes,
that they might feel some more proud and more prowess about where they're living, and understanding that this is your community. You
exactly,
have a right to fight for everything you want in that community:
exactly.
justice, restorative justice, peace, gardens, food
Food
securities,
security.
all of those things. So when you do the mindful meditation, who are you aiming at?
Basically, most of the teenagers. So it's like, okay, why are you arguing? Why are there fights that are breaking out in the community? Why is the fights breaking out in school? Why is it spilling over from the community into the school? If we start at the root of the problem, then we can attack that resource and allow them to understand we all have to live here together. You know,
Yes, we do.
violence
Yes, we
is
do.
created. Is just try to think about the repercussions and the consequences behind your actions,
Yes.
because a 10-second decision you might may cost you 50 years of your life.
I was speaking about that in the last podcast I hosted, that 10-15 minutes of anger can cost you a lifetime.
Yes.
It could cost you time in prison. It can cost you money getting things expunged off your record.
Record.
It can cost you your license and livelihood. So
Yes.
you are attacking this from like the origin of it. We're not waiting to afterwards. Although what you're doing with the restorative justice and the reentry has to do with afterwards. So what do you say to people who say, "Why are you helping out prisoners? Why are you helping out criminals? Why are you
Be-
helping them?"
because they're going to come back to the community. And a lot of these individuals are very intelligent. They have where some of these younger youngsters are going, they've been there. Talk to them. Let them know it's not worth it. It's not worth it. In fact, we not only, with my collaboration with the Menzos, we're not only helping individuals that are coming out of incarceration, we're helping individuals that are homeless. We're trying to provide SRO, which is single residency occupancy. So we're trying to get facilities to house these individuals to let them know that, yes, somebody else cares. Even if it's a one bedroom apartment, a kitchenette, it's yours. This is your space. Respect and honor your space. You're able to go to work. You're able to provide for yourself. We want to give them some type of support, give them a leg up,
You want to
show
give
them
them
that you
some
care.
support.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And let's remember, everybody who has gone to prison hasn't they didn't commit the crimes they were in prison for. Everybody that has been incarcerated, a lot of our men, black women, and Latino men and women too, but I'm talking about ours right now. Un, Unfair justice system,
Justice. Yes.
that if a Caucasian male or female committed the same crime, they get maybe a slap on the wrist, they get their freedom, But when our men and women commit that crime, we getting they try to give you the highest amount of
Of
jail
time.
time,
Yes.
the book thrown at you, as we
Hmm.
say. They throw the book at them. So we have to remember that in itself, even it was a crime, if they were guilty of committing, they got unfair sentencing.
That
They
is
got
absolutely
unfair
true.
jail time. So that's something that they're going to have to deal with when they get out too, that this was really unfair, that I'm in prison taken away from my family way longer than I should have been. Like,
Yes.
how marijuana was, the time they gave black men for the possession of it.
And now they're giving
Now it's legal.
now it's legal. Not only that, they're not only turning it around, they're providing those individuals the different certifications to own the different dispensaries now because they were unjustly accused. Like they said, justice isn't just. It can be unfair. So now they're trying to reciprocate the fact that, okay, oh, we're sorry. You're sorry, but look what you've cost the individual.
Yeah, and some folks lost their lives where they were in prison.
Yes. Yes.
Unjustly
Unjustly.
sentenced. Some people, they didn't get the opportunity to come out. They didn't get the opportunity to visit. So I wasn't aware about um the ability and giving previously convicted men or women the ability to own dispensaries, but it was
It's a
convicted of
lottery.
marijuana. I had no idea about that. I
Yes.
didn't know that. That's some good information to
Yes.
have. That's good information to have. I do think it's good that they make some type of restitution
Tuition.
for, unfairly convicting or unfairly sentencing. So that is good information. I like hearing that part about it. And then the reentry, like you said, so often when people are in prison, whether they were guilty of the crimes they committed or not, black men and black women, when they try to reenter society, there is no help for them.
That's true.
Nobody wants to hire convicted felons. You can't get school grants to go back to school if you're a convicted felon. I know because I fill out the application myself. Are you a convicted felon?
But now I think they're kind of modifying it a little bit because there's different projects as far as second chance is concerned. So I'm not sure 100% of how that actually fall into play. But yes, that is a question on the application.
And I heard the same thing too, that they were trying to work on that or amend it or whatever, but I haven't heard that it's been done yet. I
Okay.
just heard that, yeah, they're trying to figure out a way to, allow some funding or monies for someone to go back to school and get education if they were convicted of a
Hmm.
felony. But I don't know if it's in place yet. But those things need to be, though, all those things need to be looked at. All these rules that they made to um, make it so difficult for a felon. I'm just gonna say it. When there's white felons, it's not that way. They get a clean slate. They get to come back and reintegrate into society.
Society.
They have nice places to live. They can even find nice jobs. But depending on who it is, they might have had people in place before they left that are still supporting them.
Yes.
And that's a very important part about
Yes, it is.
supporting once someone gets out of prison. What's the support system? What do you think about support system, and what is it you all do as a support system?
Oh yes, the support system is very valuable because if an individual knows that someone else cares, someone else is going to provide them with a bus card, possibly a new pair of shoes, maybe a used pair of shoes, a nice shirt, blue jeans, just to encourage them and to uplift them and just let them know that you care and there is a tomorrow, beyond this dark
Yes,
tunnel.
yes, yes. There is a tomorrow. That is the truth.
That is a
That's
tomorrow.
there is a tomorrow. It
Tomorrow.
won't always be this
This
bad all
bad.
the
It
time.
won't.
Thank God, right? It's like it seemed like it, and it seems like it's been a long time, but it won't be this bad all the time. So, in addition to that support, you have people there for that emotional and mental support. What you all are doing though is help people get jobs. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yes,
You're
we're coming
helping
from
them get
yes.
jobs, and you're giving them a place. You put in a roof over their So this is a next level of support. We're just talking about Maslow's basic
Ba-
hierarchy.
the Maslow's basic.
Very, that's all we're talking
That's
about.
it.
People want food and shelter and the ability to maintain food and shelter, the
Shelter.
ability to take care of themselves. And so what society has really told people that if you go on to prison, you really don't have a place in society.
Exactly.
You don't
That's
really
unfair.
deserve to be educated. You don't deserve to have jobs. You deserve to go back to prison, which was said recidivism.
Yes, that increases the recidivism rate, because to decrease the recidivism rate is to provide them with the support, housing, food, resources, jobs. Because a lot of men, especially our black and brown men, they don't feel the support of their own family members, thinking, okay, well, I've been gone for so long, I have to make up. You can't make up for lost time. All you can do is move forward and let your family know, hey, I'm here. I wasn't there then, but I'm here and present now. So I need to work on myself first. Self-preservation.
Yes,
So
yes,
once I work on myself, I can move forward to help support my family.
yes. That's important. I
It
think
is.
that's important anyway. And the way the culture is turning now, that they're promoting, like, it's okay to think about yourself, it's okay to
Hey,
take care of yourself, it's
yes,
okay to heal your mental health, to heal your physical health. It's okay.
it's
Whereas
okay.
before, you were taught that you put everybody else before you,
No,
and that you're selfish if you put people before you, that if you put yourself
stuff
before
before
people, and
exactly.
that's being self-full. It's not selfish. But finally they get, if I don't take care of me, how am I gonna
You
take
take
care of
care of
anybody
anybody
else?
else. If I don't love me first, I'm gonna love you.
If I'm falling out from stress and voices running around in my
My
head,
head,
how am I take care of anybody? I
you
have to
can't.
take care of me first. A lot of what we did, because Ciola and I worked together at a hospital here in the Austin area, on the west side, on
Mhm.
the behavioral health unit. A lot of times we were getting after the fact, right?
Right.
After folks have had their mental break, after they've maybe had an episode in the gas station or in the neighborhood or somewhere in the community, we're getting them after the fact and helping them after the fact. And let me stress that that's the time you need to get help. If that's when you're getting it, please go get it.
Go
Please go
get it.
get it. If you're having an episode somewhere and you're either being forced to the hospital or you're going volunteer, go get it.
Go get help
Go get the help. It's never too late. The only time it's too late is when it's too late.
when it's
But
too late.
it's a long spectrum between when to get help
Yeah,
and
we
when
will
it's too
not.
late.
Yes.
And you're in the middle of one of those spectrums, because you're helping with the restorative justice and decreasing the recidivism rate, but you're also helping before
Before
before there's any
preventive
problem.
measures.
Preventive measures by teaching young folks the meditation. Tell me more about that bus, because I see you on Facebook all the time.
Mm.
Tell me more about that. The
Uh,
mindful is it
uh,
mindful
yeah,
meditation?
mindful meditation. The Rural Rise mindful meditation bus is just awesome. It's beautiful. I mean, um, George Henderson and Jennifer Henderson, they laid the bus out. We the South music. I provide the literature. I provide the coaching and the teaching, and Mrs. Henderson jumps in as well sometime to provide lecture type dialogue with the different individuals. I mean, it is awesome. And it can be tailored from a young crowd to an older crowd to elders,
That's
because
everybody.
we've had them across the spectrum.
That's everybody.
I mean, it is absolutely awesome.
How can we find you if we want to participate in this? If we want to use that resource for ourselves, we need the mindful meditation, or you tell us what other ways we can participate. But how can we find you? How can we find you?
Um, I don't have a card with me, but Miss Jennifer Henderson's number is 312-719-3613. Rural Rise is also on Facebook, and they also have they can also be Googled.
Now, what about
So,
CBR Tranquility?
oh, CBR Tranquility as well. Um, my email would be my first and last name, Ciola Henderson at yahoo.com. CEOLAHENDERSON at yahoo.com.
So we can get in touch with you
Yes.
for the CBR Tranquility, and you can also branch out and lead us to some of these other things that you participate in, the mindful meditation bus and the
Yes.
restorative justice.
Justice.
Okay, because I have a friend of mine I met in a class I was taking, taught by Leadership Circle by Tequila Shabazz, and her name is Dr. Shaniqua Jones. And Purple Path is about restorative justice.
Oh,
So it's
great.
good to hear that that everybody's that well people are going in that direction. We want to help folks. We want to help people who might have been thrown away, or if they feel they've been thrown away. You get out of prison, people make you feel like you don't belong in the world anymore.
Right. And BO Foundation on Harrison off of Congress is an excellent provider of basic skills for our youth. They provide different activities, different peace circles, restorative justice, after school activities. It's a newly found location. Mr. Johnson is there. I believe he's the CFO. It's right there on Harrison, across from Michelle Clark High School.
Oh, okay, I know exactly where that is. So we're here in the in this present with all of these wonderful things you're doing. You were on the show before when you were discussing where you grew up.
Yes.
Where you grew up. So we're going to bridge that. You see these wonderful, wonderful things you're doing to help the community and to help people and for service. That I believe in service too. We
I
need
do.
to help
Yes,
people.
we do.
I am my brother's keeper. I
Keeper.
am my sister's keeper.
Keeper.
Even the ones that be pissing me off, I'm still your keeper. I'm gonna still look out for you. Just don't get too out of hand. Where where did you grow up? And how was that experience for you? Tell us where you grew up at again.
Okay, I grew up in housing, which is located at 1209 South Racine. I attended John M. Smith Elementary School right there on Roosevelt and Racine. So I always tell people where I come from because they said, well, you do this and you do that. I say, yeah. I said, but where you come from doesn't determine where you're going. So it all depends on your heart, your mental state of mind, and what you want to accomplish and what you want to accomplish and help others do. So I am a carer. So I try to provide that balance too, to make sure that my family is good as well as supporting other individuals in the community. I like to take my vacations. I like to relax. Um, I like to meditate because if I don't meditate myself, how can I teach someone else how to meditate?
Well, that's a good point. If you're not using all the suggestions and recommendations yourself, how can you say,
Right.
"Hey, this might work for you"? Different things work for different people,
People.
though.
That's true. That's very true.
When you were so the housing, which we're being politically correct, but the housing,
Housing.
formerly known as projects, people have an idea about people that grew up in the projects or people that live in the projects. And you're saying you grew up how? Was it fun? Were you scared? What was going on?
It was an experience. I imagine I stayed in great physical shape because I had to walk up and down 10 flights of stairs every day. How many people do you know have to walk up 10 flights of stairs daily?
I don't know many that got to walk up 10, maybe
10.
3,
No.
maybe even 5. And that's because you at work in the elevator don't work, but not every day of my life at home. No.
Yes, and then it was 16 stories. So some individuals have to walk all the way up to the 16th floor.
Wow.
So it's like I was in pretty good physical shape as a youngster.
And when you all were on the show before, you all talked about like the amount of community and fun and safety that you did feel safe and you had community and you did have fun.
Yeah, we had fun.
You had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, growing up in housing, it was kind of congested, But everybody had their own space. There were 10 apartments on each floor, and there were 16 stories. So that was a great amount of individuals in one building. So there were three buildings: 1209, 1111, and 1239. But we were able to get together. I had one of my best friends that was here on the podcast, Helen Patterson. She was here with me last week. I've known Helen since the sixth grade. Yes,
That's a long time.
that's a long time, since the sixth grade. And we both had different experiences. Helen stayed on in housing. We moved to different locations in the city of Chicago with my parents. But other than that, we were able to reconnect and just still remain friends. I mean, it was a joy. It really was. We had the opportunity. We just knew that when the lights came, the street lights come on, you were in the house.
Yeah, that's how we grew up too. Actually, it was don't let the street lights beat you to this doorstep. You better
Exactly.
be in here before them lights come on. So you all grew up in, because Earl the other Winfrey,
Yes.
one of our producers, he grew up in
1239.
1239, well, the same housings that
Yes.
you grew up in.
The same housing.
And the stories you all had of how wonderful it was and how the community and the bonding. Earl did ask a question, and I'll ask too. Do you think it could have been saved? Could they have saved the those projects, those housing? Could it have been saved?
I don't know if they could have been saved, because that is very, very valuable property now. It's prime. In fact, it's prime property, because this is so much accessibility to downtown, the neighborhood area. And it's so strange how everything comes back into a circle, because Demenzo's Pizza is located on Taylor near Western, which was only maybe 12 blocks from housing, when Al's Beef was right behind the church, Holy Family Church. That's the one we would typically go to. We would be able to go to Demenzo's once in a while, but that was a longer stretch for us. But it's so amazing how everything comes back in full circle, where I'm able to collaborate with that particular restaurant and reach out to individuals in the community, in the neighborhood, and just, I mean, just be able to help others, just be able to feed others, to tell them, hey, come on in, we're going to do this activity, we're going to do that. And then also the Legendary Legends Motorcycle Club, which is located off of Harrison near Congress. Those are some phenomenal gentlemen. They're motorcycle riders. There's a motorcycle club, but they are a phenomenal um, location where we can have pizza, we can display art. They can show the different young men, hey, this is how you ride a motorcycle. These are the safety measures you have to take. Everything in this area, they promote peace and tranquility, which I am absolutely and totally about. It's just amazing to and I'm just really, really happy to be a part of everything I am a part of.
I'm happy too, because you're going to help a lot of, you are helping a lot of people. I loved your quote where you said where you come from
Doesn't define where you're going.
doesn't define where you're going. And when in actuality it's some of that has helped you surmount challenges and become the person you are and where you are. People are always asking, like, if there's anything you can change in your life, would you? And I'm the first one to be like, yep.
What would you change then?
Man, I wouldn't have ran for that bus. I'd have missed that bus.
What bus?
I met somebody on that bus. Cause I was running to catch the bus. I should have let that bus pass.
No,
Like, I should have missed that bus. I should have missed that bus. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth part about it. There is a great part about that though. But yeah, like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff I would have changed. There's some experiences that I went through that I did not have to go through. I didn't have to, Because that's what I told myself when it was over. Now, you didn't have to do that. You didn't even have to do that. You knew better. You knew better. So what am I learning from that? That I knew better. I knew better before that happened. So that didn't have to happen. Even though people, everything that happens makes you who you are. That's true. I agree with that. Everything that happens makes you who you are, gives you the who knows what it gives you, the ability to stand up in the face of adversity, or the ability to love a little better, or the ability maybe to be more assertive. But yeah, some of that stuff I ain't have to do some of that. I could have done without that. Yeah. I could have. I three things in my life I think about. I ain't have to. Nah, I ain't have. I didn't have to date some of the people I dated. I didn't have to date them. I didn't have to. I didn't have to give them the place in their life, in my life, that I gave them. I didn't have to do that. And then there were, certain jobs and certain things. I didn't have to. It's like I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do it.
Trust me, you all. I've worked with D. D, D is absolutely, totally transparent. Totally transparent. We worked so well together when we were at the hospital.
We did. We really did. You
Because the truth is the light. D would definitely tell you the truth. See, I'm more conservative, even though I'm passive aggressive. I'll let you know what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, and that's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
That's
See,
it.
for
That's
me,
all.
I'm definitely gonna let you know what you're not gonna do. That's me.
All
What
right.
we not gonna do is be bothering D. That's what we're not gonna do. What we're not gonna do is not follow D's directives. That's what we're not gonna do. But I have definitely learned how to bring that message across better. Because in communication, if you're in leadership, you want people to listen to you, and you want them to want to do the things you ask them to do. You don't want a whole bunch of protesting. You don't want to, not for what we're doing. We're doing a service.
So you know what I do? D? I tell them, I'm not gonna get directives. We're gonna have agreements. This is what you agreed to do, and when you stop agreeing to do it, we agreed that we were gonna do. We can end the relationship. It's that simple.
Well, I'm going to give directives because I'm the boss and I need you to listen. But I'm willing to help you every step of the way.
Oh my goodness.
I'm willing to help you every step of the way. And then when you get too out of pocket, I got to pull rank and let you know who the boss is. This is a directive that you need to be following right now. You need to be doing that. We could talk about it later. Because sometimes we ain't got time for that.
You had
Everybody
time.
need to move. What if it's an emergency? Like if people
Oh yeah.
acting out, we ain't got time
Yeah.
for. I don't think you talking to me right. You better get in there and help us with this patient.
Patient. Yeah, that's
We could talk
true.
about this afterwards during the debriefing.
Exactly.
You know
Because
what
you
I'm
know what you're
saying?
supposed to. You know what you're supposed to do at this particular time.
Well, what we find out though is some people actually don't. Everybody knows what they think they're supposed to do, or the way they've been handling things, which isn't the best
Best
way.
way.
So that's why debriefings are important.
Very important.
Very important within your work life and your real life. When things go awry and you're having these aggressive arguments and words back and forth, because people have fallen out with their family members over many things, money, people, the way you talk to me, whatever. It is good to go back when everybody has calmed down and talk about it. You'll be surprised how you find out that person didn't mean what you thought they meant. They weren't trying to attack you. You just took it that way. Or vice versa. I wasn't trying to attack you. You took it that way. And the thing with me is you will know if I am trying to I don't want to say attack, but if I'm trying to tell you something about yourself, you'll know it and I'll know it. I'm doing it on purpose.
You're doing no purpose.
I'm doing it on purpose. But if I'm just really talking and trying to talk about a certain situation that you're in and just giving my counsel, it's a difference. But I have learned people ain't been able to tell the difference.
They can't
when
tell
it's
the
me.
difference.
When it's me, they can't tell the difference. They think I'm just chewing them up. So I'm learning that type of how to do better, to be a better communicator, how to communicate what I want brought across. Because I want you to hear me just like I want to hear you. And a lot of that is, I think some of that has to, that goes right in line with being having a good mindset and mindful meditation and being more about peace and love instead of aggression and being right all the time, you know.
Yes.
And I think if we did a lot of that, we wouldn't see some of the violence we see. We wouldn't see all this violence. People, we got to get it. And I know I advocate for that stuff sometimes because I think people need the lesson, but they really don't. We really do need to get back in the embrace of loving one another, taking care of one another, being the village. And it don't mean you have to be my blood family, but we live in the same building. Why we don't know each other? I live upstairs. You like, why I don't know you? Why you don't know me? That has changed a lot. Community has changed, and I'm glad CBR Tranquility has placed themselves in a position where you are helping preserve service and taking care of others, healing others, and reentry programs dealing with restorative justice. Let me shake your hand, my friend. I'm
Of
glad you're
course.
doing that.
Thank you, D. I appreciate the congratulations.
And
I
I am
appreciate it.
so glad you're here. Any last message you want to leave our viewers with?
Just try and focus inward, understand yourself before you try to understand someone else. Just de-escalate whatever problems may occur or approach, and just try to be mellow. Just say, okay, this does not have to resort into violence. Let's just concentrate on de-escalating of a situation that can just get totally and absolutely out of hand, and just try to talk to one another.
And you help people with that.
Yes.
CBR Tranquility helps people with that.
Yes.
And you also branch out and
Yes.
refer them to other places that can help them with that.
Yes. Yes, we do.
That's
Yes, we do.
wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, ladies and gents, my Facebook fam, Instagram fam, TikTok fam, you have been watching the Quintessential Queens podcast right here on IntellectualRadio.com. Sitting with Queen Ciola Bryant from the
Yes.
CBR Tranquility, and you have been listening to me, D. Speaking with D, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Please follow me. And next week, I will have another guest here sitting in this chair. And then we'll have Ms. Rhea Ray Harris after that. That's my good buddy and host of this show as well.
Oh, excellent.
Let me send a shout out to you. The other Earl, the other Winfrey Earl and Wanda B. It is so wonderful to have you back in the saddle with us. Thank you so much. Please tune in next Sunday at 3 p.m. Quintessential Queens, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.